This is Real Conversations with Anita, a mental health podcast brought to you by Miasa Malaysia. Assalamualaikum dan selamat petang semua. Kembali kita di dalam podcast minggu ini, Real Conversations with Anita, sebuah podcast kesihatan mental yang dibawakan kepada anda oleh Miasa Malaysia. Dan seperti biasa, hari ini kita bawakan sebuah topik yang dekat di hati ramai para pejuang, ahli keluarga dan juga rakan-rakan. Saya bawakan ataupun kami bawakan seorang individu yang belum pernah berkongsi tentang kisah beliau membantu dan juga menyokong individu ataupun orang yang tersayang berjuang dengan penyakit mental. Dan episod ini bertajuk Pengalaman Hidup Pasangan Pejuang Penyakit Mental. Dan Alhamdulillah saya bawakan suami saya sendiri, iaitu Encik Wan Ahmad Nazim, Muhammad Nur. Assalamualaikum, how are you?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How are you feeling?
Alhamdulillah, so far so good.
Okay. Alright, Alhamdulillah. Jadi sudah tentu kita tahu bahawa kita hari ini insyaAllah akan membawakan satu perspektif yang berbeza, iaitu perspektif seorang penjaga ataupun caregiver. Dan ini adalah kali pertama beliau berkongsikan perspektif beliau sebagai seorang penjaga dan juga caregiver setelah 10 tahun lamanya. So it has been a decade long, dan akhirnya bersetuju untuk berkongsi kisah ataupun his side of the story. Dan seperti biasa dalam podcast Real Conversations with Anita, kita nak memberi penghormatan sebenarnya kepada kisah-kisah sebegini dengan harapan dapat membantu anda-anda yang sedang berjuang, dan khususnya para-para penjaga yang mungkin merasakan sukar untuk membantu insan yang tersayang, mungkin tidak tahu cara ataupun bagaimana pendekatan yang efektif untuk membantu. Jadi Alhamdulillah suami saya bersetuju akhirnya untuk hadir dalam podcast Real Conversations with Anita yang dibawakan oleh Miasa Malaysia. Now to kick it off, I am sure ramai di luar sana sebenarnya nak tahu, if you can share what made you agree to be part of this podcast, itu yang pertama. But before that, maybe a little background of yourself untuk kita sebagai pembuka lah, insyaAllah. Silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
To start this, you know I'm a private person.
Yes, I do.
I don't like to share things with people.
We truly appreciate
InsyaAllah, I think I come here basically just to support you and to support Miasa basically,
Alhamdulillah.
Lama sangat dah, I think the last 10 years, and this is my first time dekat podcast and first time live ke, I don't know what you call it. Yep. I have prepared the whole paper, but I don't know whether I can talk, whether I can say all these things. But anyway, a little bit about myself. I come from a big family. Ramai, kami ada 12 beradik, and come from very poor family. Tapi I'm a stockbroker lah, when I start my first job, I'm a stockbroker for almost 30 years. So my background basically, I'm a trader. So being a trader, basically I don't talk much. Yep. It's all about action. So kita ni buat kerja, basically I'm a trader. So I travel around the world and I do trading. And but now I'm on my own, basically running my own small business just to support family. That's it. That is my little bit about myself.
Thank you. So from 12 siblings, and you said coming from a very humble beginnings lah kita panggil, how did you venture into becoming a stockbroker, and how does one do that? How was your education, background, story dia macam mana?
It started, I think it's all about rezeki lah. To me, I believe in rezeki. I finished my school at 17. While waiting for my result, I already got my job. I'm with RHB Bank, but I'm a dispatch. After 3 months, I was promoted to be a clerk. Jadi clerk ni for 3 years lah. So I work with RHB Bank.
Lama tak dengar clerk. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a clerk
kerani
for 3 years. Kerani because I don't have a qualification.
Betul.
SPM and straight away kerja. I got my result, not bad. I can continue my study, tapi kenangkan my family. I have 3 younger siblings masih kat sekolah kan. So I have to support them. So I think better work. So I continue lepas 3 tahun. Then I got another bank that called me up to be an officer dekat Bank Bumi for a year. Ada one good boss lah. I think he got a good heart. Tapi baru meninggal. I think he actually yang bagi I chance, peluang for me to go for my license, a dealing license for a trader. Those days you need a degree to get a license. I don't have anything. It's based on my experience. I go for the exam and I pass. So all rezeki, then it's all history. That's how it works. Basically, I'm a trader until 2005. Then I left the country. I went to Dubai, set up my own business, and running until now lah. Tapi my license is still one of the stockbroker until now.
Thank you very much, Rui. Now, kita nak masuk sikit into the experience of the journey itself. So now it has been a decade long, dah 10 tahun dah dalam perjalanan kepada, my recovery journey. How much do you feel your knowledge in mental health has increased? Because when I was first afflicted, nobody knew, none of us in the family, myself, you, mommy, daddy, everyone. So 10 years going into it, this year, 2024, how do you feel your knowledge, mental health knowledge has increased, and what kind of knowledge are we talking about?
Oh, that 10 tahun tu lama.
Very long time.
When you first, I think, started basically your condition tu. For the last 10 years, we have zero knowledge.
Betul.
I have known nothing. I'm sure you also know nothing. So we don't know anything about all this mental health issue. Kita tahu benda ni zaman kita kecil-kecil is all benda yang tak boleh orang rawat, tak boleh baik.
No cure.
No cure for this thing. I think people know that people on the street basically is that. So I don't like to call it, but there's a term for it.
That was the perception then.
Perception those days, sampai you kena. I think to me, that journey is, to me, I don't know how to say it, but the journey is superb lah to me. From zero to now, I think I have little bit of knowledge that I think I can improve by listening to you and by seeing your experience, how you struggle and how you improve. I mean, day in, day out, kita duduk sama and then we know kita punya, I think I know the condition well now, how to manage it. So far, I know how to handle you lah kan. Nak handle other peers, maybe I'm not experienced enough. I think that is how I improve from zero to now, at least
Zero to hero.
Zero to something that you can call it hero.
Alhamdulillah, I think this is really what we are trying to bring into this podcast. Your unique perspective in terms of, like you said, supporting me, sokong I in this recovery journey. So maybe if you can share your feelings and also challenges that you experience. Macam mana you rasa when I was first diagnosed with a mental health condition, ataupun masa tu we didn't know I had a mental health condition, but maybe at the onset to when I was struggling, I was going through my challenges too. How did you honestly feel masa tu?
So honestly, masa it first started, I don't think this is penyakit. Nobody knows this is penyakit. To me, when I see you lie down and cry and sleep, basically it just maybe short term punya benda.
Betul.
Something that really happened to you, maybe kita tak tahu. So I'm like, but I can see the difference because what happened, because it changed you a lot. I think from there I perasan yang you being a person yang I kenal is people very talkative, cheerful, and you always talk to me. So suddenly you diam and you change yourself. You are moody and kind of thing. So I rasa benda tu actually affect me in term of, I feel like that time banyak saya tak tahu penyakit tu apa, kita rasa macam mengada-ngada.
Betul.
I rasa macam this is like you just create for attention ke benda yang I don't know whether I can face it or not, because I'm a person yang cepat marah.
And then from being independent to then always needing help kan.
Yeah, people yang very independent and then very do everything yourself. You are like a superwoman lah to me. You can do anything yourself. And then so suddenly you rely on me. I'm a person with, we have a lot of work and that.
Betul.
And especially the kids are very young when it happens. So I rasa macam benda tu is a big slap on the face lah. We like totally change. I don't know what to do. That is until.
Were you more angry ke? More how did you actually?
First, of course,
angry lah.
More angry, and more than. So why can't you control yourself? why can't you manage it? Why can't you just change yourself back to normal? But I think that benda tu rasa macam, then lama-lama bila I seen that you are like not 1 day, 2 days, not a week, then I know something is not right. And then I know that it's penyakit lah. Until we know that from Dr. Mashita also.
Is there a difference you rasa from before and after I was diagnosed? Macam how I was before, like you said, you know, independent or talkative or cheerful. I mean, I'm still talkative today. So ada beza ke? How do you feel about it? And then now, sebab kita pun dah lalu 10 years can be of this journey.
Oh, of course, there's a lot of different. Ibadah I kenal you, you are person yang tak pernah marah. You know, to me, you always listen to me. You always talk, we always discuss, gelak, enjoy things like that. And so suddenly you diam, you menangis, you sleep all the time, and you pemarah to your kids. I'm the person yang always, you know, rasa macam only me yang boleh marah, but you tak boleh. But when you change, then I can feel the different. Then I think kita pergi minta help lah basically.
Betul.
I think it changed me a lot because when we bring mommy in, then I see that you really struggle, and then you can really show to your mom you punya struggle tu. You know, maybe you tak mau show to me, you don't really show so much. Sampai I tengok bila you ada mommy, then you show that you punya
challenges,
condition and
mommy came almost immediately though.
Yeah.
Remember,
So
after the second panic attack.
That's from there I know something is not right. Then I learn from there. Yeah, I see. Because mommy be mommy, you know, you respect the old people. Then kita tengok, you know, when she came in, then we change. And then ada gangguan at the same time. So that gangguan basically it escalate lah. Basically dia jadi kecil, jadi macam-macam, and then we went to see doctor, and then basically when doctor say that benda tu actually, you know, I know you cannot that time, you cannot accept that thing. Tapi when I'm a normal person, I can, whatever he said, semua tu basically the point is there. Everything is open up. Oh, okay, this is the issue, and then slowly we learn, and I try to learn to give in, try to manage your issue, and you also improve. I think when you got support, the most important is the support. I think mommy helps a lot, and I help little bit. So maybe I think the kids also they learn from us. 10 years is a lot, and then they grow up with that.
Yep. So
I think when Dahlia and Farid like 5, 6, 7, they can talk, they can really express themselves, they know what is your issues and all that. I think to me, then I learn from them, I learn from you.
So how do you think I'm different today ataupun after I was diagnosed?
Oh, I think by helping people, I think you improve a lot. I tengok this is one of the reason also kita you know, basically you want to open up Miasa just to help people that struggle like you, and I think now you improve so much. You know how to manage. To me, bukanlah benda ni simple. I know it's not easy. So many people struggle.
Yep.
So many people are facing the same issue. But how you manage it? How you get support? I mean, if you manage it but you don't get support, well, I don't think you can. I think I learned a lot from your circle time. When the peer come and talk about their journey,
Betul.
Their experience, I think you improve a lot there. I think you learn a lot from them. So I think, and this condition is many things. I think the scope is very wide.
Betul.
I know nothing. I know little bit. I know about your condition because I'm facing you every day. And to me, I'm the sounding board. So I have a lot of knowledge from there.
Yes. Betul.
So basically, every time you come back and do your talk and all this, you come and talk to me. I always listen, and I have learned a lot from there. I think you improve so much, and you change yourself, be a more, I don't know, last time when we first started also, we have Qaisar Darussalam. You are kind of religious. We change ourselves.
Betul.
We used to be a Huha people also, or young people were experiencing that. But you change that. But after your condition, this is much better. I prefer Anita now compared to last time.
Okay, so thank you very much, B, for sharing that. I think for me, the difference is very profound. I mean, as a person going through the condition kan, I rasa macam before I had the condition, I thought I was invincible. I thought I could achieve anything that I put my mind to, which I did, and Allah granted that. Tapi Allah nak bagi I slow down as well, and I think macam you kata lah, everything is up to rezeki, and it's all in Allah's best plans. We plan, but Allah also plans. And I remember this one video as my sister Alia when she got married, and one day I watched the video, and like all wedding videos, kita bagi wishes to our family members, and there was that one particular wish that I gave her. And I think when I watched the video, I was like, oh my God, I look so different than I look now as in at the onset of my condition. Macam I could see the difference sebenarnya, that I can't smile in that way, I can't express myself in that way. And I think that something moved in me, that I felt macam it was a drive. I need to be this Anita again. I always remember this video. And now that I've gone through this 10 years, a very difficult, painful, tetapi very meaningful and a profound transformative journey. I have to say that I really, inshallah, hope that I'm a better person today. I do feel I'm better in a lot of ways, that benda-benda yang dulu-dulu mungkin kurang, that I'm able to add on, with, of course, one is being closer to Allah, going to that journey, searching for Him. I think that has been the biggest hikmah, knowing ataupun feeling the sweetness of ibadah. That's also another big thing. And also, one of the bigger things juga, of course all are big, adalah helping people. I think that behind both of us, we are workaholics, we work a lot, tapi in our journey it's not a journey of helping people. Betul? Especially when you work in corporate, of course people will say I differ, because we are also helping people by providing people jobs, tapi this is direct help, which is obviously extremely meaningful, it's rewarding, it's very profound lah, in a very different way. Jadi alhamdulillah, I think that's also how it's different, and the family is closer and more open because of this as well.
Yeah.
And it has paved way for many people, your family, your siblings, my own family, my own siblings. I've paved way in the sense where sebelum ni, in my family, for those of you that are listening and watching, we don't talk about feelings, kan? We are very typical Malay, kan? Kena kuat, semayang, We don't talk about these are struggles. Even our normal daily struggles pun we don't share. Sebab tu in the beginning when I was going through this, kami nak minta tolong pun was very difficult. How Mami came into the picture pun was because I knew something was wrong and I needed help. And you had to go to work, and I had no one and nobody that I trust. So only you and Mami, basically only two people. Can you imagine in that time? And I also wanted to follow up on what you said about when Mami came in, I was able to share my struggles and talk to her. It's not that I didn't want to talk to you, but because there was so much of anger that I didn't want to make you feel angrier, sebab there was already a lot of guilt that I was carrying and a lot of shame. So I feel very ashamed because I know that I should be taking care of the house, be taking care of the children, taking care of you, etc. Tapi I tak mampu masa tu, and I didn't have the language on how to articulate it. Sebab macam you were saying earlier, kan, which I feel a lot of people are going through the same struggle. Is my loved one, is she seeking attention? Mengada-ngada ke? But if she is, or if he is, why? Do caregivers think or have the perception that we are lying ke? What is it really? So you see, everyone, this is how challenging a mental health condition is, because it's not like something macam katalah wound, you can see it, kan? So this is not the same, and unless the person can articulate ataupun boleh share, aku sebenarnya struggle, this is, aku punya symptoms macam ni, A, B, C, D. But if you don't have the language, you don't know how to say it. And then there's also a lot of shame and fear, because kita takut the person would feel, dia ni tak betul ke, dia ni gila, lack of a better word, people always have this perception orang yang ada penyakit mental ni crazy, gila, dangerous, there's so many things. And of course, these thoughts that we have, even we are afraid of our own thoughts, kan? Even we are afraid of our own self. So there are so many barriers to cripple us and to hinder us from sharing how we are actually feeling. So selalu what will happen is a lot of people sama, they will downplay their symptoms. They are not going to tell their caregivers the truth pun sebenarnya. You will minimize the pain so much, and then bila caregiver dapat, oh macam ni je sebenarnya. So that's why the stigma is still prevalent until today, sebab kita pun takut, kita pun carry a lot of shame, kita pun carry a lot of fear because of the stigma that shackles us from having these real conversations. So this is maybe some of the things that I can, share and provide these insights, so that, caregivers, those of you that are struggling, we need to lean in that difficult conversation, and we have to be brave no matter what, kan? Sebab we are here, in a relationship, in a marriage, in family institutions for the long haul, kan we? We are not here just for the good times.
Of course.
We are here for bad, for the worst, for, whatever it may come and it may be, kan?
Dia masalah benda ni you tak nampak.
Betul, that's the thing.
The issue is all that kalau
kita
you nampak,
percaya kalau kita nampak je.
Exactly. So what can you say kalau you nampak you just lying down and sleep? I mean, every time people lying down and sleep, you like you are letih one time, malas. So
that's always what people will say.
This is what people will say, and this is what you think. This is what I think also. It's like awal-awal memang benda tu what happen. You just sleep at the same spot and every day.
Betul. I actually remember this part very vividly, sebab there was this one time we had this perawat, kan, we ingat tak, from Melaka when they came, and then I was sleeping at the same spot, and I think Aunty Ara ke Mami turun bawah terkejut. Adik, why are you still sleeping here? There's so many people in the house. For me, oblivious of the whole thing, because you are just consumed in your own pain that you're dah tak nampak dah be actually all these things that, for you is, I normal lah macam tu kan. Tapi actually kalau you think about it, a normal person wouldn't do such a thing. Orang nak datang rumah mesti you prepare the house, clean up the house, prepare drinks, food. Tapi no, I'm just sleeping there macam tu. So that was when Mami ke Aunty Hara said that masa tu I macam macam baru macam terbangun macam tu kan. So how did you, just ending off this first segment, in your view, how did both of us adapt to these challenges and limitations, especially during this orang kata the early stages, to be masa awal-awal that we were going through a lot kan masa tu kan? How do you think we were adapting to the changes that were happening in not a very good way kan masa tu?
Oh, memang is very challenging lah for me, especially for me. Like I said just now lah, I ni person yang paling tak sabar.
Betul.
Kalau nak sakit tu sakit tak apa, but you need to cepat baik. To me it's all about timing. I tengok macam susah sangat nak baik. Why take so long? Why kena macam everyday kena cry?
Taklah everyday.
Not lah. Tapi benda yang tak ada benda pun you cry. I don't know what is wrong. Masalah you tak cerita. So things like that lah, Because communication dah jadi a barrier. Dulu kita boleh cakap semua, we can share, but bila you jadi macam tu, you takut, you tak mau cerita. Maybe you're not comfortable. Like you say lah, you takut I marah.
Betul.
But I pun rasa macam banyak benda I don't know. So you in the
dark lah.
In the dark basically. You know
always.
nothing, but you know the condition is getting worse. But you can't help. You marah because you tak boleh tolong.
Betul. You feel helpless kan sebenarnya.
Helpless because you don't know anything. So, and we have responsible, we have to work, we have kids. To me, Mami came in and really changed a lot lah. I mean, both of us, we managed to adapt.
We had to have her in it.
Exactly, because first because she being a mom.
Yes.
Being a mom, of course, she love her daughter. She do everything.
Yes.
So for me, I calm down because I always respect old people. I have a mom, so I know how it works. People will be manja to mak, and they will tell everything to their mom.
Yep.
So when your mommy came in and talk about this thing, and basically we know what happened actually. Then slowly we learn from there. I think this is how we adapt. Basically slowly kalau mommy is there, then to me I rasa macam I learn a lot from her. So lah, kahwin lah. Orang tua ni dia, they know how to manage it lah.
I think it was yalah, sebab masa tu kan, if you remember, 6 months of the journey, it was hardship all the way. And as time, went
Masalah
by,
I dengan time, I don't know about the time.
betul tak. Tapi masa tu what happened was, every day the long, like you said, when are you going to get better, when are you going to get better. Tapi I have that question as well, which made it worse for me, because I felt really pressured in that sense. And I knew, macam I tahu Mami was thinking the same thing, although she didn't say it. You definitely were thinking it and saying it, and that was also what made it more difficult for me, and what escalated the guilt. Guilt tu tinggi, because I can see it, even if Mami doesn't say it, I can see it in her face.
Yeah, she also want to go.
She also she really wanted to go home. She felt dah too much. Dia pun dah tak boleh tahan, and obviously I don't blame her, sebab
6
months is a long time, and my daddy, of course, one daddy is at kampung, he didn't follow, and then Alia was pregnant. And the only reason, for everyone's knowledge, the only reason why my mom eventually left after the 6 months was because my sister gave birth. That was the only reason. And I think she felt relief in that sense, because she really wanted to leave dah at that point, sebab dia pun dah tak boleh nak ni. And let me tell you, it was, for those of you who are listening and watching, is the next 3 days to don't know how long, tapi basically the first 3 days tu I perlu sejuk. My anxiety levels were so high. I was so anxious. I panicked. I didn't know how to go through my day, because my mom was no longer there, and then you had to go to work. So basically I was alone, and we brought in Laila, remember, the maid, the Filipino lady, Muslim. And I only trusted 2 people. So bila Mami dah tak ada, I think that was so difficult, and I was just at the prayer mat crying, asking Allah, I don't know how to go through this. And I knew at that point Mami is not going to come, so I knew nobody was coming. And I think that needed to happen for me to macam kuatkan, push myself, because when being strong is the only thing left. So I think that was that big push that came. And then of course when you eventually told me you're not trying hard enough. So I think all these factors, semua sekali, I just had to wake up, and this was when that anger lah basically kicked in. And I have to say, anger is such a powerful and extraordinary force that enabled me to acquire willpower. And then daripada situ baru that, which I thought can be, now that having this conversation, and of course I've had this conversation multiple times, that even when that happened, I never knew that I could go through that recovery process. Walaupun anger tu dah ada, walaupun the willpower came in, I didn't know that it was possible actually, until I had to feel every pain, which I didn't want to feel the pain kan masa tu. So I had to feel every pain because I had no choice, and I had to just go through it because I had no other choice dah masa tu. And if I didn't get better, then who's going to take care of the kids? Macam who's going to take care of the house? Walaupun the journey was still long, tapi I could feel that, okay, I can do this. I can feel a little bit of normalcy tu ada. I can bear my kids, or I try to. And kalau you ingat masa tu, nobody spoke about headphones, earphones. Kita tak tahu. If only I knew that, kan, masa tu tak ada. After we formed Miasa, then only when we met other peers, then I said, oh, macam tu solution dia sebenarnya. If you can't hear sounds, you're supposed to wear headphones. Benda tu bunyi simple, tapi when you don't know, you never think about it kan sebenarnya. Imagine going to the mall, I feel like dying, but I still go because I'm just trying to not burden you guys. So because I can't be home alone, so I have to follow by force in that sense. Tapi imagine if I only knew that, oh pakai je lah headphones kan, tapi tak tahu, tak ada ilmu kan masa tu.
Itulah, I think you go through benda ni through, you have to go through the pain.
The hard pain, the hard way sebenarnya kan.
Tapi I think that one actually help you a lot. Improve you. I mean, you know
resilience
how to manage resilience.
Sebenarnya.
You know how to manage it lah.
Betul. Alhamdulillah. So yeah, so I just wanted to also share that part where, you know, knowledge, guys, is truly transformative. And what we're trying to do with Miasa is providing, you know, our peers and caregivers with these tools, knowledge and insights to give you ways to go through that recovery process. One, faster definitely. Sebab why do you need to go through something 10 years when it can probably take 10 months instead? Kan? So we are trying to provide this knowledge, and also so that we don't hurt relationships, you know, so that we don't break families. Walaupun everyone knows it's a test, tapi kadang-kala some people succeed in test, tapi some people fail in test juga kan, and it's also part of the test sebenarnya. So thank you very much, B, for sharing. So I think we are going to end the segment 1, and we will come back after this in real conversations with Anita. So we spoke a lot, Dabi, about the struggle, the journey in the beginning kan, dekat awal-awal, you know, what we went through, what happened and all that. Tapi how did you feel during the onset tu? Like you said, mengada-ngada ataupun maybe attention seeking, which a lot of caregivers might have that same perception kan. What were your challenges you feel during the time, and did you feel I was also going through challenges, ataupun what was that perception, ataupun apa yang you fikir sebenarnya during the time when it happened?
You know me, you kenal lama kan. I ni kan short memory. The things that benda-benda ni semua, I try to recall lah basically what happened, because to me first 6 months, like you cakap lah tadi, first 6 months ni memang memang tough for me. I know tough for you.
Did you feel it was tough for me during the time 10 years ago when you saw me? Did you think it was tough for me, or did you think I wasn't trying hard enough?
No, first started tu memang rasa macam it's tough for you, because benda semua you tak boleh buat.
Betul.
Benda apa yang you rasa awal-awal, yang you know you been right before you kena tu, you was like heading closer towards you know the charge is going to be like this already. So I know the last thing happened to you, it was the last kita punya
there was an event
the big event.
Betul.
My friend cakap you are doing so good,
so ambitious, right?
So ambitious and so many things you want to do.
Betul.
He came back, he cakap you better make sure that Anita just focus on what she want to do. She want to do so many things.
Betul.
And she's alone, and she's got no backup. So I rasa kat situ I nampak that's the last punya thing, the event, the big event, and you talk so much and you got so many things on the table, on the plate. You fall into that condition. Lepas tu for you become a totally different person. Bila you sakit tu, mula-mula tu memang cakap mengada, tapi lepas tu then I rasa that because you know you can't even drive, itu yang make me rasa benda tu, wow, this is
I think
this is a big thing. Kau apa tahu, rasa macam you dah biasa drive balik kampung, tiba-tiba tak boleh bawa kereta, tak boleh pegang steering. I think it's not mengada lah, memang yang tak boleh buat lah.
Betul.
You don't even want to go to mall, tak boleh jalan langsung, tak boleh bau all this food and all that. Saya rasa kat situ dah nampak you are in big problem. But I still don't know what penyakit is that. Or whatever condition is that. Sampailah kita jumpa doktor, and I rasa that is when I learn a lot from there. Then kita start tahu yang okay, benda ni dah jadi macam benda serius yang we need to do something. And the best thing, you're not into medication, so you are basically try to, I know you semayang a lot, you change, you are always there, pray, but until I feel like why you must pray so much pula.
I
You know,
think at one point,
orang rasa macam pelik. Why must?
betul.
Yalah, of course from
Because I went to the extreme end pula
extreme
kan.
end pula. And then you have to be pray all the time. You don't have to, tak payah kemas rumah ke, tak payah
Betul.
jaga anak ke, you just nak semayang je.
I remember when you said that you or mummy kan macam, I think it was you at one point tu macam, because I was always in wudu 24/7 except when I went to the toilet, then I come sebelum keluar ambil wudu lagi sekali. And I remember nak salam you and then I didn't want to because I was in wudu and malas nak pergi ambil wudu balik, and mummy was like, "Dek, you cannot be that way, you know." And then she or you said, you know, this life is not just about ibadah, it's not just about solat, you know, it has to be balanced. And I think masa tu pun my perspective ataupun how I came to how I was feeling is because only through prayer, only being in wudu, I felt safe. Betul? Because maybe those of you that are watching and listening don't know, tapi masa tu I also was going through gangguan. So bila kita ada mental health condition, penyakit mental, lepas tu of course our mental health state is weak, so senang untuk, yelah, syaitan nampak crack, dia masuk. So I think the gangguan together with the penyakit mental tu was really difficult to manage, and I only felt safe ataupun selamat when dalam keadaan berwudu dan teruskan ibadah, because I didn't know how else to recover and manage my symptoms kan bi masa tu. Like you said lah, I wasn't taking medication, I didn't go to therapy during the time, and we didn't know, we didn't even venture into that possibility.
Not many pun tak ada
sebab
pun,
masa tu kita tak ada knowledge, you know, we didn't know. And of course the psychiatrist masa tu pun didn't offer therapy as a way to recover.
Bagi ubat,
it was just, here's the medication, you take this one, and this is it kan. But then if you remember during the first session, I do feel that the psychiatrist was really good in the sense where he said, if you don't wish to take it, it's okay, but these are the things that you can do. And he drew me that chart, and which that gave me macam a solution kan. Okay,
I remember Mashita bagi ashwagandha.
Dr. Mashita gave that one after. So we met the psychiatrist first. So Dr. Mashita is my gynecologist.
Oh yeah.
But she also has a lot of knowledge on mental health. So she was the one that told me, okay, other than medication, you can also take supplements. So she was the one that introduced the various supplements kan masa tu. And then also about a holistic approach as well. I
think she's the first one who basically tell you that this is real condition. It's not something that.
Betul.
Then from there kita dua-dua pun faham that okay, oh this one dia recommend to psychiatrist.
To the psychiatrist, correct. Because when I went to see her and she told me that this was a mental health condition, I masa tu macam, am I going crazy? Sebab that was the first perception kan. And then lepas tu I said, doctor, can I recover? Because kan kita tak tahu kan pasal mental health condition. And then she said, Anita, you can recover. You have a 99% chance to recover. And I think that was what gave us that hope kan, macam okay, maybe I can. Because what happened was, everyone, when I went through my panic attacks, there was this one time we went to the hospital and then the GP said, oh, you are going through what my daughter went through. And then I was like, okay, I have someone that I can talk to about this. Lepas tu dia cakap, then I asked him, say, oh, you ke doctor, how long did your daughter, you know, go through this? Macam how long does it take to recover? And obviously this is always the question of everyone that goes through mental health struggle. And dia cakap, it took her about 2 years. And I think that just crushed me, because I was expecting him to say, oh, seminggu, 2 minggu, or you know, 3 minggu pun I tak boleh gapai pun 3 minggu during the time. But he actually said 2 tahun. I was like, oh my god, 2 years of this. And this is the challenge, you know, everyone, because when you start benchmarking your recovery journey with somebody else, that's it, you are bound for doom. So don't do that. Okay, your recovery might take a week, 2 weeks, it might take 2 years, it might take 3, 4, 10, 20. Tapi semua macam you cakap lah, it's a rezeki at the end of the day. But what is of utmost importance is for you to take care of yourself. And I remember when I first panic attack, the severe panic attack that happened kan, I terus balik hospital naik atas. It was only 10 o'clock because the doctor said go back and sleep, because he gave me the medication.
I think you got panic attack few times.
No, that particular night when I went back and then I slept and I felt macam kena siksa. kena tidur pukul 10 malam because 10 o'clock at night nobody sleep. Dahlia and Farid doesn't even sleep at 10. So for me to be in bed at 10 was a complete torture kan during the time. So to correct back the lifestyle tu took a long time. And today look at us, 10 malam pun dah mengantuk kan. But that was the journey lah during the time kan. I think I also want to go to the next one. What do you think is, I mean, we know this can couples or people in relationships, tak kisahlah in a family or siblings, husband and wife, communication is very important. What do you think when things get tough, challenges happen, like this one as an example? Do you feel that this has been a good learning process in that sense, and what do you think you have learned personally?
You tahu you ni daripada first day aku kenal sampai sekarang tak berhenti cakap. So to me, communication is not an issue for us. We've been talking.
Betul.
I've been listening all the time. Tapi I rasa when
listen more now.
Yeah, of course. Benda ni actually when it happens, I especially lah,
like you said, when it happened, you
yang,
didn't communicate well kan masa tu.
I person yang tak suka orang bagi instruction or people ask me to do things.
Betul.
Or people, anything that people say, I'm very firm with my family. I'm still very firm with my sisters.
Betul.
Very firm with my kids, and I'm totally different when I'm in the office or with my friends. Tapi that is, I think most of men are that. Maybe, I don't know, I'm very responsible because I come from that kind of life. Tapi I memang tak suka orang bagi I benda yang if you can say anything you want, I have my own opinion.
Betul. You're hard-headed lah in that sense.
Yeah, I don't know what you want to say lah, but I'm that person macam tu.
Kerai kepala.
Kerai kepala and
kerai hati.
Yeah, maybe I was born like that kot ni. nak kena, I love to play football, and we used to be benda macam tu ya. You always bound with all the men yang macam tu macam cara. Tapi bila you have all these things, when I open up myself, I listen, I rasa I improve a lot, and I know you love to talk, and you will definitely you say more, and then because I can accept it. I can how to say, basically kita ni dah rasa macam benda tu, if I dengar banyak lagi, I learn a lot. You
learn more kan?
I learn more and then I realize that this is something new and something big and something. You can tell me now all the name also, I pun boleh cakap kat you sekarang, walaupun I'm not a mental health professional. But because I just know the condition.
Betul.
I don't know how to manage it, but the things that I know the name.
It's familiar lah.
Familiar. Because you talk banyak, you cerita dekat all your talk. I've been to all your talk. Awal-awal tu semua topik I'm always there. If I have a chance again, kalau we have everything now ready, we can always go down.
Betul.
To do that again lah kan. Basically to spread the knowledge.
Yep.
I think knowledge to me is the most important.
Yep.
Kalau ada benda tu senang sangat-sangat.
Betul.
Kalau kita tak tahu langsung.
Yep. So knowledge is transformative, and so that's what we are hoping to do, providing that psychoeducation, doing programs like our podcast, talk shows, kita buat banyak activities kan, workshops, training, so that we can empower the community and also develop skills, so that people can all become a resource and nobody needs to struggle alone and in silence especially. So thank you very much. We will be back here in Real Conversations with Anita. Okay, so we're back with Miasa Malaysia's podcast Real Conversations with Anita. So kita dah di segmen yang terakhir, and we would like to maybe touch a little bit more about the recovery process and what can help caregivers or family members, friends who would like to help their loved ones who are struggling. Jadi macam mana kita nak membantu dengan lebih baik dan efektif individu-individu yang berjuang dan hidup dengan penyakit mental ataupun isu-isu kesihatan mental ataupun apa sahaja yang berkaitan, insyaAllah. So I just want to ask you, what do you think about my recovery now? And also maybe for you, how do you take care of your own mental health?
I think you have a good friend. Kita tak payah ada ramai kawan pun.
Betul.
Kalau you ada kawan yang you can really share with you, you know it's safe to share, I rasa it's the best thing to do. I rasa you awal-awal you rasa you ada 2-3 orang yang close to you yang really helps you a lot. I think by talking to them, I rasa you selalu spend masa dengan mereka.
Betul.
Maksudnya mereka ni actually helps you a lot. I rasa mereka you balik and you always tell me. Jadi dengan by talking to them, you kadang-kadang orang ni maybe they cannot talk to the husband ke atau people that close to them. Kadang mereka malu nak share. Maybe dengan kawan mereka boleh share better. But we doing that. Tapi you slowly, I mean you person memang semua benda pun dengan orang semua. I mean of course you ada few friend tu. Lepas tu you talk to me and mami. I rasa yang tu help you banyak lah. I think support lah kan.
Betul. I think what happened after was Allah hadiahkan the sahabat-sahabat ni because they knew, or of course Allah knew because he had to take mami away in that sense. So that's why
actually, that is the time
that's why the friends Allah hadirkan pula the kawan-kawan tu sebenarnya masa tu the sahabat-sahabat, and also because I needed someone else dah
daripada I.
No, I mean the friends, because you were at work, remember? You are at work every day.
But at least you want someone that like me, you can always talk about something yang very limited, benda yang
because masa tu kan, because you were still in that angry mode, so I had to have them to help me. And I think my friends did I mean, you know who you are, you guys did a really, I don't even know, extraordinary job, I have to say, or not even a job. You gave extraordinary support in the sense where I can just pick up the call and they would come, or every single day talking to them as a way of, okay, I was like a baby kan masa tu, macam getting up in the morning tak tahu nak buat apa, tengah hari tak tahu nak buat apa, petang tak tahu nak buat apa, malam tak tahu nak buat apa. That was it. That was my life masa tu. Tak tahu nak buat apa in the sense of doing the chores, I tak mampu nak buat. Taking care of the kids, I tak mampu nak buat. Then what do I do? So that part of it, they took care of it. Macam, okay, why don't you read one page of the Quran today, contoh. So kan daripada situ, the journey happen pun from there. Okay, let's go to this class, let's go for this program. And I remember kita pernah pergi Putrajaya for this one convention pun, macam my friend was like, Kenita, just sit here. Tapi she also didn't understand during the time that I couldn't, sebab kan it was in a crowd. Lepas tu kuat the microphone, and then I sat there for a while and was like dah macam nak panic and everything. Then I just excused myself, and then later on I came back in, and then she was like, where did you go? Tapi even that time I felt ashamed. I still carried that shame. So it's not that I told my friends everything pun. I just minimized again. I downplayed my symptoms again, walaupun they were the people that I had to rely on during the time, tapi I still wasn't truthful ataupun honest enough. And I was only honest after, macam bila I dah go through recovery, and one of the person is Eja, of course. And Alhamdulillah, recently when we had the KLCC punya self-care ataupun safe space at the center court tu, she came and we had the conversation after, many years, 6-8 years. And I felt that was the time where I was truly honest about, how I really felt, when she was supporting me masa tu. Padahal I wasn't honest because I still, masa I was struggling too, I still carried a lot of shame. So I didn't, macam, even when I was struggling, macam, it wasn't full on, this is what I'm actually going through, 1, 2, 3, 4. It wasn't. It was just maybe 1, 2, and that was it. Still trying to minimize the pain. And even if you remember, we went to Salzburg with her family, us, 2 families. And then kan kita nak pergi apa shopping outlet, apa benda tu? Outlet yang factory outlet masa tu, and I had to not tell the truth in the sense where I said, I don't really want to buy anything, or I don't really want to shop, because I didn't have the energy, but I didn't know how to tell them. Macam everyone is so excited to go shopping and jalan-jalan baru sampai and everything, tapi sebenarnya I didn't have the energy, and I just really wanted to go back to the hotel, tapi I felt so ashamed of saying it, and rather than telling the truth, I said something else. So this was how I navigated and maneuvered my way lah in that recovery process, and only now I'm able to be honest about what really happened lah.
I think that one time you remember the class that you conduct for the kids, and you are having your
anxiousness,
anxiety attack that time. I think, but you still go and talk to the parents and all that. And then when you go back and go inside the car, you ambil angin, you rasa you feel better. Kat situ I can see that you know how to manage benda tu. You can go in, facing all these people, and then come back, go inside the car, ambil angin, then you rasa better.
Yep.
Then daripada situ, then I can see, okay, bila this thing happen, benda ni jadi, boleh masuk kereta, you can just go in, ambil angin, then you can calm yourself. Kita dah tahu kat situ, there's a way
to manage kan.
Walaupun small thing, dia nampak kat situ ada different.
Betul, tapi I had a time limit. Macam I knew, okay, this is contohnya masa tu we had a Quran competition, a hifz competition, and so I was hosting it kan. So I knew I had a job, the job had to be done. So I masuk, I did the job, tapi masa tu memang I could feel it already. So it was like, again, macam kita tahan nafas. And then I couldn't wait to just leave the place and go inside the car. Tapi macam you kata lah, maybe now that we are looking back, we see that that was one of the ways we managed it. Still completing the job and managing the symptoms lah kan, in that sense. Alhamdulillah. Okay,
and
so
for me,
how do you take care of your mental health?
I have a lot of place to channel, myself. I'm a person yang I have to play football.
Okay.
Every weekend, I will find a way. I will go out from the house, I will play football. I play with my friend, I play with my kids. So I have a son also love to play football. So I can spend my time dengan dia main bola. Kalau tak dapat main with my friend, I play with my son. To me, that is the best place.
Betul.
The best time to channel my...
Semua terjebak.
I think my daughter also playing.
I also
you
play.
Also playing. So I think this is only way by talking to my friends. You see, I have a lot of good friends. My company ni semua I built my company, semua kawan-kawan.
Betul.
And all these my kawan-kawan ni my old friend 20-30 years. So when we come to the meeting, we never talk about work sometimes. Cerita merepek. Sit there and discuss, sembang, but of course work, ada sikit, tapi we talk about our thing.
That is support lah, that support.
Support itu memang daripada kawan-kawan. And then these people, we don't talk about isu-isu benda. Just simple thing. Benda makan, benda apa, but to me, you have someone to talk to.
But do you feel like when you are going through challenges that we, as in our kids and myself, do we support you enough?
A lot, because I'm a family man.
You are.
Macam mana, how you can see me look like a gangster ke, look like apa ke. I mean, I'm a stockbroker, these people are dealing with syndicate ke, apa ke. You can say anything, but I have to go back and see my wife and my kids.
Betul.
So to me, by seeing them, playing with them,
it calms you down kan?
It calms me down.
Alhamdulillah.
Pergi lepak-lepak ke, pergi mall ke, cukup. I mean, holiday is the best lah kan. Cuma
is the best.
Rezeki is not always there lah. Kalau
Betul.
ada Allah bagi, tak ada, duduk rumah.
Betul.
Macam tu lah. I mean, that is how I manage it. I think Allah Ta'ala yang kuasa ni semua. Benda dia nak inflict you ke dengan penyakit,
Betul.
dia bagi.
I think
Kalau dia tak mau bagi, dia tak ada lah.
I think it's interesting because we see a lot of our peers maybe having that same profile like you, tapi they are being afflicted with a mental health condition, and when it happens, it cripples them juga, Abi. So also to tell people and provide these insights where, you know, a mental health condition doesn't discriminate. And you know, I've had so many conversations with men. And interestingly enough, there was this one peer that called. He's actually a Singaporean, tapi dia drive. He's a truck driver, so he drives every day Singapore Johor. And he was telling me how before he had a mental health condition, he was never scared of anything. He had no fear lah basically. Tapi bila dia dah kena penyakit mental tu, dia macam, oh my god, every little thing dia kata triggers me, and I can never imagine a person like me, you know, with this kind of physique, with the job that I do, with how independent I am, that I've lost it all just because of this condition. So just to say how real a mental health condition is, and also it can be potentially debilitating kalau we don't go through the treatment, ataupun kita tak ada a good support system, ataupun our job requires us to do so much that kita punya mental strength tu dah tak ada for that time being, that we need time out, kan? We need to go through that recovery process, and then we can go back to work. Yelah, macam orang patah tangan, patah kaki, takkan pergi kerja, mestilah duduk rumah and heal your leg, heal your hand. But again, like what you said, sebab penyakit mental ni bukan sesuatu yang kita boleh nampak, so there is no proof, tak ada evidence in that sense.
So far kita pun ada kita witness. I also cry, but I cry to my mom.
Betul.
But my mom tak ada, then I have to cry dekat dia
Kubur, itulah.
So I always make myself available every Friday kat my mom place. Kalau I have chance, no, tak ada kerja, I pergi.
Betul.
So that is my place. I channel my, I can talk to her.
Betul. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, B, for sharing that. Okay, our last question for this segment. What is your maybe view ataupun mungkin perkongsian that you would like to share with our listeners and viewers on, as a caregiver, as family members ke, friends, you know, employers, mungkin colleagues at the workplace, how do you support a person effectively yang ada a mental health condition? What would you say?
Of course, I got no I'm not a person yang patut bagi advice lah kan, cuma
just from your own
experience
lah.
I rasa don't judge the book by its cover tu memang nampak macam, you know, that is supposed
macam klise, tapi betul
but that is the right thing to say. You tengok semua orang yang sakit mental health issue ni, semua perfect. I think most of them are smart people. I've been telling you kan, benda ni macam X-Men. I rasa benda ni macam these people semua Allah give benda ni because they have gifted. Semua smart in their own way. Tapi terlampau smart ni kadang-kadang this is a challenge in life. Bukan nak kata I tak smart. Tapi hidup ni memang macam tu lah. Kalau Allah bagi extra ni, I rasa lah, there's a big test for you. And super rich, you have a test. Kaya pun Allah test, miskin pun Allah test. So basically penyakit ni dia ada hidayah lah, to me. Tu saya rasa macam kalau
ada hikmah lah.
Ada hikmah yang kalau you can manage it nicely, kalau you can support your family member, I think that is the best thing they want from you. Nothing else. I think what can you do? Basically, you bring them to hospital, you bring them to therapy, to all these places. To me, once you are there, you dah macam cukup lah. For me, kalau ada you sakit, macam you sakit kena COVID ke apa kan, you know your mom is there, your dad is there, outside there, walaupun you are isolated in the room, you feel comfortable,
you feel supported, you feel stronger.
But if you are alone in the house, you are sick with the COVID, and your parents you tak tahu you will mati anytime.
Betul.
You're so scared you cannot see them again.
Yes.
So support is the best thing to do untuk orang-orang yang macam
boleh
with the condition.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, B. Jadi alhamdulillah. Of course, extremely helpful. I'm sure those of you that are listening, especially caregivers specifically, that maybe are finding it challenging to support their loved ones, kan? Tak kira lah, we're talking about family members, kan? Siblings, helping each other, husband and wife, kawan-kawan, or colleagues, or even employers trying to help their employees. So there are a lot of ataupun various challenges that people with mental health conditions face, tetapi also caregivers, especially if you don't know how. So this is what we are trying to bring, this perspective from a caregiver, and hopefully through what you have shared today, it will help and benefit those who are listening, and hopefully we can spread more so that people don't have to struggle alone and in silence, inshallah. So thank you very much once again, Encik Wan Ahmad Nazim Muhammad Noor, who is also one of our board members of MIASA. Thank you very much for all your sharing. Jadi topik kita hari ini adalah pengalaman hidup pasangan yang berjuang ataupun hidup dengan penyakit mental. Jadi alhamdulillah, terima kasih kepada anda semua yang terus menonton setia ya, bersama dengan Real Conversations with Anita. InsyaAllah kita jumpa lagi minggu depan hari Rabu pukul 6 petang hanya di Spotify dan juga YouTube MIASA Malaysia. Saya sudahi dengan wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
This is Real Conversations with Anita, a mental health podcast brought to you by MIASA Malaysia.